My name's Randy Clair. I have farmed this farm here for 45 years. After 40 years of farming conventionally and realizing that we weren't improving the soil, we weren't gaining yields, we weren't increasing our soil tests, I just felt like that the future of conventional ag was not bright, that there had to be a better method. So it seemed only logical to go organic. And all the older books that you read on agronomy always talk about compost, manure and compost. Then I was looking at how am I going to feed this soil, and getting in touch with Midwest Biosystems. He was very supportive in just making compost from what we grow on our farm. He said it's doable.
Just seeing the excitement that Randy had, the first workshop he came home with, sold me. There was just something different. I mean, he knew what he wanted to do. But as we realized, there is cost to the equipment. You know, there's no doubt about it. But when you stop and you look at what you spend on nitrogen, what you spend on chemicals, you know, all this that conventional farmers need, and then you look at what we have spent on the machinery and the value that that machinery still has, not only in its piece of equipment, but what it still does for our land, there's no comparison of the value of this compared to that year use of nitrogen and chemicals.
The number one benefit would be the way the soil works. It just works so much better. When I'm cultivating in the summertime, you know, cultivating the crops, you don't have any trouble getting the cultivator in the ground. It's healthier, it holds moisture better. The last 2 summers we've had marginally drought conditions, and my crops hold up well, even on some of the very poor, light soils. I mean, yeah, I had some corn that turned gray a few days when it was 100 degrees and hadn't had rain for weeks, but it would get a 2 or 3 tenth rain and it'd be green the next day. It was just amazing to me that it could come back that quick with no more moisture than it got, but it would.
They didn't just sell us the equipment. They've been there all along, and we struggled one year with CO2s, and Kelly even brought her own CO2 monitor and, you know, tried to figure out if ours wasn't working, you know, what was going on. They would look at our recipes and make sure that we had our carbon-nitrogen ratio, you know, where they felt it should be, and just, it wasn't that they just sold us and then we walked out the door. They've become family, you know, in every sense. They're friends. It's just something that you don't see with industry nowadays, but you do with Midwest Biosystems because they're committed to helping us succeed.